Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. I am Nilofer Ali and today my guest is Dr. Randi D. Ward. Uh, First of all, I'm very grateful and I really appreciate for her precious time to be on my show. So, uh, before starting our show, I would like to say that today is a very special day for Dr. Randy D. Ward. So, first of all, I would like to request her that why this is today is a special day for you. So, ma'am,
Okay.
hi, ma'am. How are you?
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, Neil, for being here. You're my new friend. I'm so happy to be connected with you. I think we're going to be really good friends. Teacher Randy loves students like you that are gifted and doing wonderful things in your life. But today is kind of a sad day for me. I'm still trying to smile because I'm a very strong woman, and I keep dreaming bigger, which is my message to all the students out there. Believe in yourself and dream bigger. But 4 years ago today, my beloved husband of 48 years passed away from lung cancer. I did post a poem that I created for him because I'm a writer also on my wall today to honor him. But I want to dedicate this interview with Neil, my new friend, my sweet friend. I want to
Thank
dedicate this
you.
interview to my husband, Bill, who hopefully is looking down upon us now. And if some miracle from God is watching this interview and knowing that I miss him and love him every single day and will never ever forget my sweet husband. So thank you, Neil, for allowing me to have this time to talk about my husband and dedicate this interview to him. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
very sorry to hear about your husband, and I pray and I request all my viewers to pray for your husband. May Allah Almighty give him highest rank in Jannah, in heaven.
Yes.
So, ma'am, can you please share more about your husband? Any good moment, any beautiful moments, anything you would like to share with us?
Well, we had a lot of good memories. Like I said, 48 years, you make a lot of good memories. We raised our son, Mark, who lives in Germany with his German wife. He's the art director for Reader's Digest. We raised an amazing son. We love animals, so we've had a lot of animals. Our current one is our Savannah, our Saint Bernard, who weighs more than I do, honey. She's a big, big dog. So he loved animals. He also loved restoring old antique cars. So I have a couple of beautiful cars at my house that are going to be shipped to Germany soon because my son inherited those cars from his father. And we traveled all over the world. I'm sure you're going to ask me this later, but I've been in 62 countries, and 60 of those I traveled with my husband before he passed away.
Mm.
So we love to
Mm.
be in countries all over the world. I haven't been to Pakistan yet, but it's on my list. I will visit Pakistan because I know it's a
Yes.
beautiful country with beautiful people in it like you, Neil. So one day I will visit Pakistan. It's
Inshallah.
on my bucket list. So yeah, my
Inshallah,
husband's an amazing
Inshallah,
man,
I would
kind.
love to meet with you.
Yes, I will.
Yes,
I will
I would
definitely
love
do
to
that.
meet you.
Yeah, my husband
Thank
was
you very
kind
much.
and supportive and helped to create the crazy woman you see in front of me because he always let me do what I needed to do to be Randy. So yes, he was a
Yeah.
very big part of my life.
Ma'am, I know you. You are a very multi-talented personality. You are doing many and diverse. You are expert in diverse fields. So
Yes.
I would like to request you that please give an introduction about yourself so that our viewers could also know about you very well.
Okay, well, I taught American students your age, from ages 12 to 18, for 37 years. I know I'm aging myself. In my head, I'm 26, by the way. Although body says I'm 74, in my head, I'm still 26. And stay young, guys. It'll keep you healthy. But like I said, I taught high school students for 37 years. Then I went to Egypt after I retired during the revolution, which you're too young to remember, in 2011, 2012, and taught English as a second language because I'm a language arts teacher. I teach English, but I also teach drama and public speaking and journalism. I did all of those things as part of my language art career. Okay. So I taught in Egypt for 3 months and listened to people die and had to protect myself. And God kept me so safe because I had protesters and violence surrounding me all the time. But I had the most wonderful teaching experience. So I came back to the United States and started career number two. I wrote my memoir because I believed in me. My Egyptian fantasy came true. And it was an amazing book about a teacher living in a revolution. But I didn't just write about the revolution. I talked about my experiences with my Egyptian friends who are like my family now. So after that, I decided since I taught writing that I could write. So I write in every genre except I haven't done a play. I've done short stories for children, adults. I'm a poet. I just posted a poem for my husband's memorial today. I'm a blogger. I'm a YouTuber, although I haven't done so much on YouTube lately. I need to get back to that. I'm an editor for 3 magazines, and I also write for the magazines. Um, and then recently, I became a chancellor for an online university. It's called World University of Leadership and Management. And the
Yes.
founder is in Nepal, by the way, but I became his chancellor. Okay, after my writing career, um, like I said, I just write a lot. I've probably got 25 books that I have written that I'm going to soon post and publish. But I now
Oh,
have
great.
my own publishing company with my fiance. And he, by the way, guys, he's a Pakistani. I found love
Yes.
again. God has blessed me with love again. So my new business is called RN Infinite One Stop Possibilities. We publish all books and we also do marketing and tourism and all this. It's a one stop possibilities. We do a lot of things. But after my husband passed away, I was devastated.
Mm,
I have been through a lot of my life, taught myself how to
mm,
walk many
mm,
times, but I didn't know how to handle his grief. So I became a book writing consulting coach. I now teach people how to write books because everybody has a story to tell. Neil, one day I want you to write your story when you're a little older, because I'm sure you'll have a lot of things to teach others. And I also help them edit the book because being an English teacher, I know where every comma should and should not be. So I'm a master editor. So those are my current things right now. My new business, being a book writing coach and master editor. And I have now, I don't mean to brag, but I have been in 20 books, 2 of them on my own. 11 of those became international #1 bestsellers on Amazon. And 9 of those, I was the editor as well as the writer. So I'm very proud of that. And my new novel and my Egypt book, my new novel is called Random Wanderings. And my Egypt book, my memoir, are now ready. I found out 2 days ago. They are on the shelves of the library in Alexandria, Egypt, which is the oldest library in the world. So that was another dream come true. Can I say? I keep dreaming bigger and reinventing myself.
yes, ma'am, that's great. When you send your introduction to me, I was wonder and I'm impressed. I'm very much inspired that someone can do a lot of things. So, ma'am, I would like to ask you that how did you manage to excel in diverse fields? Like you are a writer, you are a YouTuber, you are a harmony life coach, and you are
Yes.
NLP practitioner. You are doing a lot of things. You are a blogger. So I would like to ask you, how do you manage to excel in diverse field? Can you share insights on how someone can cultivate expertise in multiple areas and also maintain a high level of proficiency?
Okay. Well, okay. I get bored easily for one thing. And after I retired from teaching, I thought, this is going to be so wonderful. I have nothing to do. I was totally bored. I felt very useless and I had no motivation. So that's when I decided to go to Egypt to teach. I think being an English teacher, of all the different kinds of teachers, we have to be so organized because when I was teaching in public schools, I had 160 students every day, Neil. And that was 160 essays and papers to grade at one time.
Mm,
And I had to learn shortcuts about how to speed read, but yet still read their essays and catch all their mistakes and give them advice on what was good and bad about their stories. So I think I've learned to be very efficient. I know how to use my time wisely. I get up at like at 8 o'clock in the morning and I go to bed at 10 or 11 p.m. because I'm exhausted by that time. But every minute I use for something valuable. I don't waste time and I do not procrastinate. You know, some people say, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. No, I do it today because
mm,
tomorrow I have other things I have to do. So I think it's
mm,
organizing your time. I mean, as you don't have to, having a schedule and trying to stick to the schedule. sometimes, you can't always do that. Things happen that and messes up your schedule. But if you plan what you're going to do each day and do your best to do it, you can get the things done you want to get done. And as far as my career, being an English teacher, a natural transition to writing because I taught writing, and then being an editor and a master and a book writing consultant coach. I taught people how to write. I graded papers. Um, Being a chancellor for a university, I'm just back in education in a different form. Starting my business, that was the hardest thing for me because being a teacher, I went into my classroom, I closed my doors, and I taught my students. But being in the business world is a whole different story because you have to learn to deal with adults. And you will find this, Neil, sadly, not all adults have your best interests. They compete with you on not such a nice level. And you have to be to connect yourself with genuine people that really want to work with you and want to care for you and
Exactly.
not want to use you for bad
Mm.
purposes. So be careful with
Yes,
that. Connect with
yes,
good people. And that's what I do. So I
exactly.
hope I answered your question because it's a really hard one. Everybody has to find their own unique way of organizing their time. And I've been very successful in doing that because I want to do the very best I can. And I have so many other dreams I want to do in my life. Like I said, I'm 74, going on 26. So in my mind, I have many, many more years to do what I want to do. And on my last day here on earth, which I hope is like 100 or more, because I'm very healthy, I want to be doing something so amazing that when God says it's time for me to come, I just
Yes,
drop over dead, and I've been doing something amazing. So I just hope my energy and my health stay with me forever because I'm really healthy. But I take care of myself. That's another thing. You must take care of yourself so you can help
yes,
others. And
exactly.
I'm a humanitarian, and I love helping people, like being on your interview with you. And by the way, can I say something about you? I'm so
Yes,
impressed with you, Neil, and
yes,
all the
yes,
young people that I've been being that have interviewed me from your school. I want to visit your school one day. That's in my heart. I want to meet
yes,
all of you and hug you personally because as a teacher, I just find you young people amazing. By the way, I'm certified to teach gifted students. And during my 37 years, I taught gifted classes. And I know you are definitely a gifted student. So God bless you, honey.
thank
Dream
you so
bigger
much.
and don't give up on any of your dreams. That's my wish for you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much. And we also love to meet with you, and we really feel honored if you come and visit our school. So it will be an honor for us. So we will
Thank
wait for
you.
you. We are
It's now
start
on my
waiting
bucket list. I'm writing
from
it down.
today.
I will make it happen. I promise.
Ma'am, Pakistan is very beautiful country, and media and other media is also showing in other side of Pakistan. But if you come to visit Pakistan, you will definitely enjoy coming here, and you will really love this country. But I think media and other elements showing this country is an other angle. So
Well, you know what?
I.
The United States gets bad media press too, and our country is beautiful.
Yes,
And I know a lot of people don't like our government, and I can understand why, okay?
yes,
But the
yes.
American people are not like our government. We're all warm and loving and caring, and we don't like a lot of things
Mm,
we see going on in the world either, like the Palestinian situation and the Ukraine situation, and how our government gets involved with things that we don't really approve
yes,
of. But that's just it. People are not the government, and that's what people need to recognize. And I
yes,
know
yes,
the government relationship between the United States and Pakistan is not the most perfect, but it
yes,
doesn't matter because we can still be friends because we're not the government. We
yes,
are
yes,
loving people. And
exactly.
that's the most important. And it's, like I said, in my 62 years of traveling around, my 74 years of traveling
Mhm,
around the world to my 62 countries, I have learned that people are people everywhere. And they just want
mhm.
friendship and love and peace and kindness. And so I have, you ready? I know this is
Yes,
crazy. I
yes.
have 5,000 Facebook friends because that's all I'm allowed to have in
There is
63
no.
countries. 63 countries, honey.
Yes. Great, great, ma'am. Ma'am, I must say that there's no boundary for there's no boundary for love and
Yes,
okay, ma'am.
exactly.
Another question with you is that you are a 10-time best-selling author.
Yes.
You write in novels, you have written stories, novels in magazines, in
Yes.
poetries. So I would like to know that when and how you started your writing journey, and do you still maintain a strong connection with writing?
Yes. Well, I think I mentioned earlier that my memoir of my life in Egypt, I had been in countries like China and I walked on the Great Wall of China years later, but I never had time to write while I was teaching because I was grading other people's writing, my students.
Mhm.
So when I came back from Egypt and having lived in the revolution and watching people struggle for their democracy, and some of my friends actually got hurt and died while I was there, it was very sad. I decided I needed to tell the story of Egypt and also my story. So the name of it is Because I Believed in Me, My Egyptian Fantasy Came True. So that started my writing career. And then I had so much fun writing that book because I came back and wrote it like in 4 months. It has 153 pictures in it. And some of the pictures are of my friends. And so, because, even though I'm about words, pictures tell stories, right? Pictures are very important. So I thought, this writing thing was fun. So then I thought, okay, let's see if I can write a poem because I taught that. See if I can write a short story. And my Random Wanderings novel, I wrote while I was recovering from a horrible car accident where I broke 8 bones in my body and had 8 months of physical therapy. I broke my neck and I had one good hand and I typed it on my laptop. So the new novel that came out is very important to me, but I've already written the sequel. And the sequel takes place in Kenya in the Masai Mara. I'm an African animal advocate. I love
Mhm.
trying to save the African animals that are endangered, like the
Mhm.
elephants and the rhinos. So this
Yes.
book is even though it's fiction, I wrote it to help save the animals in Africa. So every time I write something, even my YouTube channel, it's kind of a variety of topics. I don't have like one single theme, but whatever I feel like doing, I'll do. Sometimes I'll put a poem on there. Sometimes I'll write about some person that inspired me. Do videos about my dogs because I have Saint Bernards and I love animals. I have big dogs in my life. So whatever inspires me, I put on my YouTube channel. I've also had several interviews where they were just like radio and voice interviews. So I added pictures to them and made a YouTube video out of that. So I just like to inspire myself. If you like to write, then write. And like I said, my advice for people about writing is just start writing. If you write from your heart, your words are going to be beautiful. Okay. Even if your grammar isn't perfect, somebody can help you, like me, make your grammar perfect. But just write. I want to challenge some of you. Okay. Because you're a non native English speaker. One of the magazines that I do is called Morocco Pens. And it was created by one of I call him my sons in Morocco because I'm like his American mom. And what we do is we have people, non native English speakers, write short stories or poems or an essay or whatever they want to write. They send it to me. I edit it to make it more perfect, and we put it in the magazine for free. So, Neil, you and your classmates and anybody else that's listening today, if you want to be in a magazine and become a published writer in an international magazine, let Neil know. She will connect you with me and I will put your stories. I can guarantee you, I can get your story or your poem or whatever you want to write in Morocco Pens, and you can become a published writer. Please think about this. This is an awesome opportunity for you.
Yes, ma'am, that's
And
great.
I will give Neil my Facebook or my email address is probably best. It's
Yes,
Randy
ma'am.
Teach. I'll tell you right now, but she can
Yes,
post it.
ma'am.
It's RandiTeach, Randy Teach, all lowercase at yahoo.com.
Mhm.
Please consider this. I have the time
Yes,
to help
ma'am.
you become a published writer.
Yes, ma'am, that's great opportunity, and I would love to know more about this from you. So I will talk to you about this. That how can
Okay.
we do it? So, ma'am, you are also a life harmony coach. I
Yes.
think I'm right saying
And holistic
correctly.
emotional
So,
intelligence and NLP and communication mastery. Yeah, you want to know about the
yes.
story about that? After my husband's death, like I said, I was devastated. I went into deep grief. I've been through a lot in my life. I said, I had that horrible car accident. I didn't walk for 5 years of my life as a child. When I was your age, honey, I wasn't walking. I hurt my knee and they told me I'd never walk again. I taught myself. The doctor said, you will not walk again. I taught myself. It took many years to learn, but I'm walking. I'm dancing, by the way. I have 2 artificial knees now because both knees got bad, but I'm dancing and traveling all over the world. Okay, I just got back from the Philippines in October after being there for 2 weeks for a big summit. But so what I'm sorry, I never got the question. So I got so yeah, okay. So after my husband's death, I was devastated and I didn't want to write. I couldn't write. I couldn't do anything. I just sat and cried a lot. And I thought, this is not who I am. I promised my husband on his deathbed that I would continue to dream bigger and live my life. And I wasn't doing that. So I was listening to this telephone conference about how to become a coach. And I thought, another way to help people. Maybe I can coach them to have a better life. So in 4 months, yeah, I know, 4 months, I became holistic emotional intelligence, life harmony, NLP, and communication mastery certified. So then I decided I don't want to be just a regular coach, but I'm an English teacher. So I became a book writing coach where I teach people, as I said earlier, to write their stories because people say, I don't know how to write. I can teach you how to do that. And then because I'm taught English and grammar, I'm a master editor. So that's the reason I became certified in all those areas and how I use my coaching thing. Because you notice I talk a lot, right? But when you're a coach, listening is also very important. So I had to learn to become a better listener than a better talker. So that taught me to listen more carefully to my clients, people that want me to help them write a book, and then I could help them create the perfect book that tells their story.
Ma'am, as you talk about your husband, so I would like to know that how many years you were together means your how much time you were together.
Yes, 48
Mm.
years, honey. The story about that. I only knew my husband. We met at our university. We both graduated from Marshall University, which is located in the state of West Virginia. And we only knew each other, you ready? For 6 weeks before we got engaged. I think it was love at first sight for him, not so much for me, but he captured my
Okay.
heart quickly. And after six
Okay.
weeks, he asked me to marry him, and I said yes. And then 8 months later, we were married,
Mm.
and we were together for 48 years. So it was definitely true love. But as I said, I have found true love again. God has blessed me. Who gets to have true love twice in their life? Me. And I hope it happens to a
Yes,
lot of people because my husband told me also, I want you to find love again. You have so much love to give. I don't want you to spend the rest of your life alone without
yes,
a wonderful
exactly.
man in your life. And I have found a wonderful man. And so
Yes, ma'am.
when he gets to the United States next year, we will get married. But we've been together in London, in Dubai, and the Philippines. So we know each other. It's not just a Facebook
Yes, okay.
relationship where we met on Facebook. In fact, this amazing man helped me get through my grief. He saw me when I was crying, no makeup, hysterical, and he helped me get through this. And then one day I realized, you are so wonderful. I love you. And he goes, well, I love you too. So I found true love again. So amazing
Mhm.
story.
And that's a great decision. You shouldn't live your life alone. And
Exactly.
Allah loves his every human. So He bring a caring and a supportive person in your
Yes.
life once again. So I wish you, and I'm very happy to know that he's from Pakistan.
Thank you so much. Yes, yes. Like I said, it's very difficult for him to go for us to meet because he has to get visas for every place he goes, which is so unfair because I don't have to have visas for anywhere. I think I have to have visa for Pakistan, but it'll be easy for
Mhm.
me to come to see you. It's not so
Mhm.
easy for you all to come and visit me, but hopefully,
Mhm.
with God willing, inshallah, my
Mhm.
little bit of Arabic,
Inshallah.
inshallah, he
Yes,
will be
inshallah.
here and we will start our life together with our business and all the things that we were going to do. And I'm teaching him to dream bigger
Mhm.
also. That's my message to all of you. Dream bigger. Make things happen.
Exactly. Then sometimes I dream bigger than beyond my limits. So I thought, sometime I thought whether I'm correct, I'm not or not.
No, no,
Should
no,
I
no.
dream big or not?
You should
So
definitely dream bigger. And like I said, sometimes you make a plan and it doesn't work. You go, don't give up. Make another plan.
mm,
Like I said,
mm,
the books I told you about that are now in the Alexandria Library in Egypt. I've been trying to get
mm,
my books in there for 12 years, but now they're in there. I finally met the right people, the people that work at the library, the woman who actually approves the books to be in the library. She's my friend now. So now I can get other books in the library because I'm an editor of some amazing books with some amazing women, and those books should be in the library also. So, like I said, it took 12 years. I actually visited the library and tried to get my library or get my book in the library in 2012. It didn't happen, but I did not give up. I made it happen. So,
exactly,
no,
exactly.
Neil, you must continue to dream bigger. And if plan A doesn't work and plan B doesn't work, try C, D, E until you get what you want. And
Mm,
another thing, please don't let people tell you you can't do this. If you want to do
mm,
something, you can make it happen. I am I am an example of this. They told me I never
mhm,
walk again. I'm walking. I survived a horrible car accident. The doctors told me you're a miracle to be here. God
mm,
has plans for us. And I know God has plans for Neil and God has plans for all of you listeners. You listen to your mind, listen to God, listen to your heart, and do what you think is best for you, but also do something that's going to make a better world for the rest of us. We need to help
mm,
people, bring them up with us. When I get an award, and I've gotten a lot of awards, you know that because you saw them, and I'm so honored and blessed to receive them. But I like to help other
mm,
people get the recognition they want. One of the things that I want to do, and I'm going to do this before God takes me to heaven, I want to create a platform like yours, Neil, and I want to interview people that are doing amazing things in the world like you, but are not getting the recognition that they should. So one day when I get my platform, Neil, I'm going to interview you. Promise.
thank you, ma'am. Okay, I will wait for this. Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, I would like to ask you that how do you guide your client or someone if someone asks you that to set how to set and achieve a goal while maintain a balance with their overall well-being, because I also face a similar issue. We sometimes forget about ourselves while achieving our dreams and our goals because of heavy workload. So how do
Yes.
you suggest, or what do you say?
Well, that's a perfect question, but it's also a difficult one to answer because everybody has their own personal ways of dealing with things. But again, okay, I do say this, and this is not being selfish. You must put
Mm,
yourself first because if you're not
mm,
healthy, if you don't have a healthy body and a healthy mindset, how can you help others? You have to help yourself first
mm,
in order to be able to help others. So, Neil, you and the other listeners, you need to
mm,
take time out for you. I love to meditate. I get up in the morning and before I get out of bed, I take at least 5 minutes and I just sit there and I breathe and I think, okay, thank you, God, for giving me another day to be on earth here, to do whatever it is I think you want me to do. And I think about what I did the
mm,
day before and all of my blessings. And then I think about, okay, what do I want to do today? How do I want to help myself? But also, how do I want to help people? So you need to take some time out for you, even if it's just to watch a movie, listen to some music, pray, just pray. I
mm,
mean, I
mm,
I pray a lot because I need guidance from God and I get messages
mm,
from him in my heart and my mind of what he wants me to do. But you do need to take out at least maybe a half an hour every day just for you. Because if you don't, you get so stressed out that you can't function well at all. And I think we're all feeling that, especially during COVID. COVID was such a horrible time in our lives,
mm,
and a lot of
mm,
people were not able to handle it. And I'm seeing
mm,
people that are just devastated and they're still not doing well. But I found
mm,
a way, and remember, this was after my husband died right before the pandemic closed our world down. So I was alone in
mm,
my house with my dog. We couldn't be with anybody
mm,
except online. But I was able to connect with a lot of people online to get me through that horrible time. So, okay, another thing, connect yourself with genuine people, people that really are good people that care about you, and the negative people, get rid of them. That doesn't mean you have to be ugly
mm,
to them, but don't spend your time with negative people. Only spend your
mm,
time with positive influences, people that are on your side, and feel the love. We need to feel the love. As you said earlier, everyone needs love. That's the universal truth. And so connect with your people that love you, that care about you, eliminate negativity because that only creates stress. And take out some time for you. You're not being selfish. You need time just for you. Please do that.
Yes, ma'am, great advice, and I love to know that you said that you pray a lot and
Yes.
seek guidance from God. That's great, and may Allah guide us to the to a straight path. So, ma'am, as
Yes.
my next question is, as a holistic emotional intelligence coach, I would like to ask how someone can deal with emotional challenges, both happiness and in happiness and sadness. So how to channelize these feelings,
Okay.
these
Well, again,
emotions?
I mean, those are fancy words, but it's all about mindset. Okay. You have to get yourself in the right mindset. When I get up in the morning, I don't think, oh gosh, this is going to be a horrible day. I mean, even today, as sad as I am in my heart, see, I'm smiling because smiling helps you get through things. There actually, you
Mm,
can become a coach in smiling. You can get a certification in smiling. And did you know that when you smile, it actually
mm,
makes you feel better? There's scientific
mm,
research about smiling. So smile
mm,
a lot. Even when you don't feel like smiling, smile because the it works into your endocrine technology in your body, and it helps to make you feel happier. So as far as emotional intelligence, um, you just have to be count your blessings. That's another thing I do. As I said earlier, count your blessings. Know that God is with you. Even if we've had the worst day possible, tomorrow's going to be better, but you have to make it better. If you feel sorry for yourself and like you're a loser, as an example, I have a lot of young friends around the world. In fact, of those 5,000 Facebook friends, I think a lot of them are under 30. I become mom to the world. A lot of them call me mom. I'm kind of like their second American mom. But they'll say to me, I'm a loser, Randy. I can't do anything. I'm in a country where I have no opportunities. And I said, well, I guess you are a loser. And they go, no, you just call me a loser. I said, no, no. You called yourself a loser. And as long as you believe you're a loser, you will continue to be a loser. But if you get in your mindset, I'm a winner, and even though things are not perfect right now, I'm going to make myself achieve everything I want. Back to achieving those dreams, I'm going to find a way to get that education I want, to travel, to start my business. I'm going to find a way. It's all about mindset. So emotional intelligence is about creating the right kind of
mm,
mindset where you believe in yourself 100% and you don't let anything stop you. Now, that doesn't mean you hurt people along the way. I never hurt people when I'm trying to succeed, but but I do try to not listen to people that try to hurt me, as I said earlier, and have a good mindset. I smile a lot. I think that's the reason I was able to survive all the things that have happened to me in my life. Not walking, surviving the accident, losing my husband, because I always know that
mm,
tomorrow is going to be better and God is with me and I can do whatever I want as long as I believe I can do it. And I find a way. It's not easy, but I always find a way. And as I said, connect yourself with the right kind of people and get rid of the ones that are only going to bring you down. You don't need them.
mm. Ma'am, as you said that about smiling, so I would like to share with you a hadith. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
So our holy prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The words, these
Yes.
are the words of our holy prophet, peace be upon him. So the words are, smiling in your brother's face is an act of charity. So I
I
thought I
love
should
that.
share this with you.
I love
So
that.
this is also
By the way, I'm a
scientifically
Christian, but
proved
I have
that
read I
smiling
have
is a
read the
good.
Quran in English several times, and I know a lot about Islam. I respect Islam highly. I'm a Christian, and I will not convert because I'm a Christian. But we believe in the same
Mm,
God. And have you ever read the Bible? I challenge people, the Muslims, to read
mm,
the Bible. You will find that, except for your views about Jesus not being the Savior but being a prophet, our religions are very similar. Because to me, religion teaches you how to be a good person and how to follow God's, you know,
mm,
blessings for you and how it follows God's messages for you. So I know about the Quran. I've actually celebrated Ramadan with some of my Egyptian friends because I had an Egyptian family live with me, and they celebrated Christmas with me, and I celebrated Ramadan with them.
mhm.
So be open minded to other religions, guys,
Yes, exactly.
because it's all about teaching us how to be good
Yes,
people.
right.
And I mean, like I said, I would say on my 5,000 Facebook friends, 3,000 of them are Muslims people. I have a lot of Islamic friends in my life,
Yes,
and they're family, and I love them and I adore them. So be open minded. And you say, oh, I can't
yes,
connect with them.
exactly.
She's a Christian. No, no, no. Learn
No,
from
no,
these
no.
other people. I learn from you all every day. I love you.
Yes, exactly. You are right, ma'am. You are right. We should love without any don't indulge
Prejudice
in
or
the boundaries.
biases. Yes, yes.
Yeah, don't indulge in the boundaries. Sorry. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I would like to ask you that why is the ratio of divorce and breakups increasing these days?
Say it again, honey. I'm sorry.
Ma'am, I would like to ask you that why the ratio of divorce and marriages broke and breakups increasing these
Oh,
days.
you said why marriages are not lasting, you think?
Yes, yes,
Um,
yeah,
because people,
exactly.
they give up too easily. I mean, we're all different, okay? Just because you
Mhm,
marry someone doesn't mean that you're
mhm,
always going to get along. My husband and I had fights, but it was fun making up. But I'm just saying, but
yeah,
you're going to
right.
have differences, and that's normal. But
Mhm,
people give up too
mhm,
easily. You, a marriage is like a business. You have to work at it every single day of your marriage, and you have to realize that there are going to be things about your spouse that you don't like, and things about you
mhm,
he or she doesn't
mhm,
like. But if you loved each
mhm,
other enough to get married, or you made the
mhm,
commitment to get married, you need to work on what it is about that person that connected you to begin with, and do your best to find a way to stay connected. Now, I'm not saying all marriages should last. If there's abuse in the family, where the husband's abusing
mhm,
the woman or
mhm,
vice versa, yes, those
mhm,
people need to get out of that relationship.
mhm,
But if if it's just about silly problems and silly situations,
mhm,
talk about them, go to counseling, find a way to work through them. But yes, you're right.
mhm,
It's too easy to get divorced these days. We should make it harder for people to get divorced, because if they had time to
mhm,
really think about why they loved this
mhm,
person in the first place, they would find a way to
mhm.
correct the problem. So yes, it is a big problem. But as I said, I was
Yes,
married for 48 years, and it was overall a very wonderful marriage, and I was very blessed to find such an amazing man as my husband Bill. Really, he was such a blessing. Believe it or not, I grew up very shy. I had no self-worth. I had very low self-esteem. My husband was like my earthly savior. When I married him after I graduated from college, he taught me to believe in myself and dream bigger. It's because of Bill. In fact, my copyrighted life philosophy is believe, don't dream big, dream bigger. The sky is the limit, so reach for the stars. And this is because of my husband, Bill, who
mhm,
believed in me. So again, find someone who
mhm,
believes in you, stay with them.
exactly. Exactly, ma'am. You are right. Ma'am, there are
And
also some psychological means there is a different psychology of men. There is a different psychology of women. So I think we
yes,
should both compromise with each
yes,
other's good
yes,
and bad habits.
yes,
So, ma'am,
absolutely.
ma'am, you have written a lot, and so I would like to ask you that any of your writing have has received a lot of feedback, and people liked it a lot beyond your expectations.
Oh yeah, I
Mm,
mean, I have people all the time saying, especially in my blogs and I mean, in my magazine articles and all that. I have
mm,
people say, "You taught me a lot," because when I write my articles, I don't like to tell
mm,
people what to do. I like to tell them my story, and hopefully they'll learn from what I've experienced that might
mm,
help them in their own lives. Because even though I'm a teacher, you don't say, "Do well." I'm telling you, I guess, what to do, but I'm trying to be a teacher today and give advice. But normally when I write, well, even my short stories. Okay, my short stories and my novel are fiction. Okay,
mm,
but
mm,
but they always teach lessons. When I start publishing my children's stories, they might be about animals. It's a fable, but and the animals go through all kinds of problems and have horrible experiences. But at the end, there is a happy ending because the animals have figured out a way to figure out their problems. So when I write, I always teach lessons. And every one of my stories has to have a happy ending. The world is so full of misery and tragedy and wars and suffering that when people finish reading something I've written, I want them to be smiling and going, "Oh, I love that. I feel good." I don't want them to feel bad that 50 people in the story passed away or were killed or murdered. We don't need that. When we read, we need to feel happy. We need to know there's something positive going to happen in this world. I like to leave positive energy. So I think that's very important to make people feel happy with my writing. And I hear that even with my Egyptian story, it's part of it is about the revolution. But when people tell me after they've read the book, they say, "I felt you were sitting right beside me telling your story." And before I wrote the first word of that book, I said, "Okay, I want to translate this book into Arabic one day." And it's happening. That's another dream. My book will be in Arabic, and then it'll be in the Egyptian library in Arabic. Okay. So, and I thought, okay, I want people to feel like I'm telling them the story, that I'm sitting beside them and I'm telling the story. And that's what they tell me. So I achieved my goal of people saying, "I felt you were in the room with me telling me about everything you did in Egypt." So I succeeded. And my blogs, I get a lot of good comments about my blogs too. So on and my YouTube channel and all that. Yes, I feel very blessed. But again, remember, as I said earlier, when you write from your heart, when you speak from your heart, when you live your life from your heart, you can't fail. People will connect with you.
Exactly. Ma'am, my next question is also related with this, that you have done many interviews as a guest, and you have been a speaker on radio, Zoom, and
Yeah,
various platforms. So, any program or show that was memorable, and you would like to share with us that
of course.
experience?
I think the last time I counted, I've done like 75 to 80 interviews. A lot of them were on my book in Egypt because after I published that, people wanted to know about my experiences of living in a revolution as an American English teacher. But you know what? I can't pick out one. Lately, I've been doing a lot of interviews. I'm doing an interview with a young, I can't think of her name right now, and I feel bad about it. But she's a lady in Pakistan that's doing things for United Nations goals and peace and humanity and all that. I just did one with her about a week ago. And so, yeah, I think the ones I'm doing now where we're trying to help people with peace and humanity. If you'll notice, I have ambassador in front of my name. I am now a World Peace Ambassador with not only the United Nations, but also with LONI, Ladies of All Nations International. And by the way, we're going to start a youth group, and I want you to be a part of that because it's a very genuine group. I will tell you more about that once the youth group is started. But I also have an Ambassador of Happiness award from a queen, a real queen. She is a queen who's organizing this country called Berlin it's in Africa. It's located near Egypt and Sudan. And actually, I'm helping her write her book so she can tell the world about this country she wants to create called Berland, Birland. And it's not going to be a political state, it's going to be a humanitarian country because there are a lot of nomads that live there and they don't have any electricity, they don't have any infrastructure. She wants to create a country where they can be successful. So, like I said, as far as my interviews, I think now the ones that are most important to me are the ones, and the speaking engagements are the ones where I'm talking about how we can create a better world. And as a humanitarian and an ambassador now, and I'm also the global goodwill ambassador for Ladies of All Nations International, I want to promote goodwill around the world to my friends in those 63 countries,
Wow.
hopefully more in the future, and in my travels, because we need to be good representatives of good role models for the rest of the world, that there are good people out here that want to help and find our ways to help. If you change the mindset and change the life of one person, you have made a big difference in this world, in my opinion.
Yes, ma'am, exactly. Ma'am, you are an English teacher, so
Yes.
I would like to request you that please tell me about my English and my this interview session. My English is very, I think I'm very good, not a good English speaker, and my English is weak. So I would request you please give some comments and some suggestions to me about my English and my interview session. this
Okay.
session.
Well, first of all, I think your English is good. It's not perfect, of course, but you're working on it. And my advice to you and others is if you have friends that are native speakers like me, either in
Mm-hmm.
Britain or United States or Australia or whatever, try to do, voice chats with them, listen to the way they pronounce the words, and learn from them. Also, go on YouTube, but only good channels, guys, and listen to YouTube channels of people that are speaking English and try to
Mm-hmm.
repeat the words they're saying. But remember, in the United States, we have many different dialects. Okay, I think I
Mm-hmm.
teach. Even though I live in southeastern United States, Atlanta, Georgia, to be
Mm-hmm.
exact, I think I have more of a Midwestern accent. So there are many accents from all over the world. So don't worry about getting an American or a British accent. That's not important. Be
Yes,
able to
yes.
speak English so that people understand you. And except for a couple of
Mm-hmm.
times with you today, and it wasn't because of you, it was because I think the internet is not always as strong as it should be, although we have a pretty good connection right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you can understand the person, they're speaking good English. But work on your vocabulary, work on our slang expressions, because sometimes we say things, you go, what does she mean by that? So work on those because we love to use our slang. But just the main thing is practice, practice, practice. The more you
Yes,
speak,
ma'am.
the more you listen,
Mm-hmm.
the more you write in English, the better you're going to get. And one day you will be proficient. So just don't
Inshallah.
give up on that.
Ma'am, I can write, I think I can write very well
You
English,
do.
but my speaking is not so good, and I don't want to be good accent, but I just want to have a perfect grammar and other can understand.
Okay. All right. Well, as far as the grammar,
Mm,
go to YouTube again and
mm,
type in
mm,
grammar lessons. There are free grammar lessons, guys, on YouTube. And you can click on them and you can do some lessons in grammar and they will help you to, about subject verb agreement and pronoun antecedent agreement, all those things that you may have heard of in your English classes. They have
mm.
lessons on all of those things. So go to YouTube. YouTube has, like I said, has good and things on it, and it's not so good. But find the grammar from English teachers, native English teachers that are doing these free YouTube videos for you, and you can learn grammar. But again, it's going to take time. Don't expect to be
Yes,
perfect in grammar overnight because I taught students for 12 years and some of their grammar is still bad. This makes me sad. But seriously, as far as your speaking, honey, you're doing amazing, Neil. Just keep it up. I understand you perfectly. But like I said, practice, practice, practice. It'll make you perfect.
definitely.
And you're doing all these interviews with people in English. This is going to help you more and more. And the rest of you, if you don't have your own channel like Neil and some of the other
Yes,
amazing people that have interviewed me in Pakistan lately, consider doing that. Or at least
yes.
say, hey, let's do a Zoom. Zoom is easy. If you find an American or somebody you want to speak with, let's do a Zoom. Can I talk to you?
Mm,
It doesn't matter if your English is not perfect.
yes,
It's okay. We understand that. We're just so happy that you want to talk to us. And I wish, you know
mm,
what? You know what? How many languages I speak?
yes, ma'am.
English. I know a few words in Arabic, but when I lived in Egypt, nobody wanted to speak Arabic to me. They wanted to speak English. So I never learned a lot of Arabic. And I took 4 years
Yes.
of Latin in school. We don't speak Latin
Mm,
now. But you know what?
okay.
It doesn't matter because you can always communicate with sign language and a smile and pointing. So don't be afraid to reach out to people from other countries and get to know them. This has been the
Yes.
most wonderful experience of my life is getting to know all my international friends on a personal level. So reach
Yes,
out.
ma'am. I have friends, native English speaker. I have friends, they from United States and from other countries. They
Good.
speak English, but we have mostly we chat on Messenger or WhatsApp. We type
Yes.
messages. We don't talk
Yes.
each other. So that's why I need someone who can talk to me. uh,
Yes.
to
Well,
someone I can send voice
I'm here,
messages.
Neil. I'm here for you
Yes,
whenever
ma'am.
you need me. Just send me a message.
Okay,
I'm
ma'am,
here.
thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this offer. Okay, ma'am, thank you so much for joining this show, and I appreciate you taking the time. I really enjoyed the conversation, and it was very informative. And it's like I talked with my friend, and it seemed like we are friends for long. So, ma'am,
Right.
this interview session we dedicated to your husband. So, I
Yes.
would like to ask you that can you please, in the last, can you say something about him?
Okay, well, like I said, he was probably one of the most amazing people I ever met. But you know what? He was very humble. And the funny thing about him, when people we were together, he would introduce himself as Randy's husband. And I said, "No, this you, Bill." And he goes, "No, I'm Randy's husband. I think God put me here on earth to support you." And how humble and gracious is that? So my husband was just the most wonderful person. He didn't have a lot of friends. He devoted his whole life to me, to my son, to our son Mark, and to our
Mm.
animals because he loved animals. And his hobby, he was a businessman, but when he came home from work, he would work on his antique cars. That was his way of being creative. And I just miss who he is. You would have loved him, Neil. He would have been like a father figure to you. And I hope someday I'm like a mother figure to you. I know you have your mother, but I want to be your American mom and guide you when I can. And my husband would have been your American father because he loved children and loved helping people too, just as much as I did. And as I said, he was my inspiration. And all the things that I've done since his death, I'm hoping that he's looking down and saying, I'm so proud of you because I was so proud to be his wife.
That's great, ma'am. And I pray for your husband. May Allah Almighty uh, give him the highest rank in Jannatul Firdaus in heaven. So thank you very much once again for your precious time and for your presence on my show. Thank you very
It
much.
was my pleasure. And like I said, we're going to be connected, Neil. I'm waiting for your story to put in the magazine and other stories. So contact Neil and she'll
Thank
get with
you.
you.
Yes, ma'am, sure,
God bless
inshallah, I will
everyone.
be in touch with you. Thank you very
Allah
much. I
bless
will be
you.
in touch with you. I will message you, text you on your WhatsApp and Messenger. We are friends forever.
Absolutely. Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you
God
so
bless
much.
everybody. Sending hugs. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Neil.
Goodbye. So, viewers, we have Ma'am Dr. Randy D. Ward, and we enjoyed this session, and we dedicate this session to Ma'am Randy D. Ward's husband. So, I hope you enjoyed this session, and this was very informative. You liked the information, and we were very relaxed and very happy in our conversation. And inshallah, in our next program, we will come again with another amazing guest. Till then, Allah Hafiz.
Bye bye.